Hey guys, Pfeffer back with you again for another Pick a Card reading. And in this Pick a Card, we are asking the question, why are you in separation? If you're interested in finding out why a separation that you have with someone in your life is occurring, you are definitely going to want to stick around for this reading. Before we go any further, I do want to ask you, if you are not subscribed yet, to please go down below, click the subscribe button, give the video a like, and leave me a positive comment. I do run contests every once in a while. These contests are never endorsed or sponsored in any way by YouTube. They're contests that I do, and I pick my winners from the contest. So if you are interested in winning one of my guided meditations or a crystal bracelet, or I have a whole host of fun things that I do, please feel free to leave a comment below. And also, in terms of the contest, the full rules you will be able to find in the description box below. Okay, so down to today's reading. If you've never done a pick a card, what you need to do is take a deep cleansing breath in first. Just imagine everything being cleared out on the exhale. And then what you want to do is you want to take a look at the photo that's in front of you of the cards. And you want to decide whether you want to pick stack A, stack B, which is in the center, or stack C, which is on the right. It's totally okay to pick more than one card stack. And if you need some more time, feel free to pause the video. All right, so if you have your card stack, all you need to do now is go down below in the comments. I will have the top comment pinned, and that is the timestamp, so you can jump right ahead to your reading, okay? I hope you enjoy it. See you soon. Hi, Stack A, and if you pick Stack A, the crystal that you chose is red jasper. So red jasper is like a real earthy red color. Let's see if we can get it in there. Red jasper, it's such a beautiful stone. So red jasper is a stone that is known for its grounding properties. And if you don't know what grounding is, that is really the ability to feel safe and secure in your own body. Oftentimes, I know for me, as I'm a Libra, so I'm an air sign, and that's a cardinal air sign, I do a lot of thinking. So I can be stuck in my mind. If you're somebody that does a lot of thinking and you find yourself going around and around with your thoughts, a crystal like this, I love to put it actually right at my tailbone. Like I'll just hold my hand back there with it, or I'll put it in like my shorts and then I'll meditate just right at my tailbone there. So red jasper is a great stone for grounding, and I will put the link down below for a piece of red jasper if you're interested. Another thing for grounding is if you feel unsafe, and you also may need grounding if you've been abandoned. So what we can learn to do is to, instead of looking for our security in other people, because we have no control over what they do, and I'm getting the feeling that some of the people in this group may have had experiences with individuals who weren't there for them, who did abandon them. And even as children, because children are they're egocentric, but they're meant to be that way when they're small. If anything happens, even like for well-meaning parents, if like they missed picking you up from school, or, and you felt afraid, if you lost them in the mall or something like that, and you were like terrified, that can actually create a core wound of I'm not safe, I'm not secure, and it can also create the core wound of a fear of abandonment. So red jasper is a great stone, and anything that comes out while I'm doing these readings usually pertains to what cards are going to come up. So let's give that a look. So I have a bunch of new cards I'm really excited about. So let's start with the Island Time Wellness, and these are love oracle cards. But this separation that you're in, it doesn't have to be romantic love. This could even be with somebody like a long time ago that is still kind of like haunting you. Like you're like, why did this happen? I don't understand. It can also be, it can definitely be about somebody right now that you're in separation from, but it can also be something from a long time ago. Like if you have like a first love, or somebody that really impacted you where you just don't understand why there was this separation. That's what this reading's about. So let's look at these Island Time cards, and I just want to show you the back of this card and just how it's pink, it's fun, it's like, hey, Island Time. So, okay, your first card is the Clock. I love this. This is so cool. And it says, takes time, in time, cycles, time to heal, progress, or need time. I'm actually hearing it wasn't the right time. It wasn't the right time, especially if this is something that happened way back when. This person was meant to come into your life for a particular time, and it wasn't meant to go beyond what that time was. If that isn't the case, if you're still in separation with someone, I'm getting for that group that there needs to be time to heal. There needs to be time to heal, and you may be feeling afraid about, oh no, what if something happens to them? Like, I want to just be with them now. What if something happens to them? Especially if you're the one who's kind of like pulled away and you need time, you may need time. What Spirit is saying is that everything will come back together in divine time. So that's the first card out. The next deck that I chose is the Indigo Angel cards. These are from Doreen Virtue. And if you aren't familiar with what an indigo is, I really resonate with this archetype, if you want to call it, or this group of people. So indigos, one of their strongest characteristic, they are the color indigo. So they oftentimes have visions, or they have the ability of clairvoyance, whether or not they know it. But one of their strongest characteristics is their sense of justice and their sense of the truth. They can often see right through all the BS, right to the truth. Even if like a master manipulator or a master liar or denier is talking to them, they may, even if they're like super compassionate, they may hear what that person's saying, but there's probably still this nagging feeling of something isn't right here. The other thing is that they really like to help the underdog, because often they could have been the underdog. So you could have been the underdog in some situation. If that doesn't resonate with you, the indigo energies are coming through for you. Oftentimes indigos they could be kind of rebels because they go against society. And so like for me, I always followed rules in the past. I was like so worried about following the rules, and sometimes though there have been things in my life where I just have felt so strongly that I wasn't able to follow what the collective did. Like there was something in my soul that told me, no, you need to go this way instead of going this way. So even if you're somebody who is a real rule follower, you can still receive guidance from indigos, and you still may have a part of indigo in you. So you may have learned to follow the rules out of fear or conditioning. Anyways, let's see what the indigo angels say. Okay, so your first card out is shielding. So in terms of the separation, the indigos are saying that you need to shield your energy. There are some heavy or just not as pure as you energies around. And this other person that you were in a relationship with, that you are now in a separation, you needed to shield yourself. You needed to have more alone time away from this person, and for whatever reason it wasn't happening. So they're really calling you to shield your energy. And so again, this is about the grounding so that you're not staying in your head. And one thing that I forgot to mention is that with the grounding, I have a fantastic root chakra meditation. I walk you through exactly how to ground yourself in the meditation. It's under $10, so I will leave a link for that below. It's like a 10 or 15 minute meditation. It's got great music in the background, and all you need to do is just listen. That's all you need to do is listen, and I walk you through the whole thing. So if you've never meditated, if you're afraid of meditating, if you're someone that doesn't feel like you can sit still, guided meditations are a fantastic place to start. And I still do guided meditations, sometimes my own, sometimes other people's. But meditation also is going to help to calm down your central nervous system, because I do feel like you are energetically sensitive. And then the other thing is with the shielding, I have a cord cutting and shielding meditation as well. So same thing as the root chakra, it helps you shield yourself. It isn't that the world is this big scary place, but it's that you are energetically sensitive. So you're letting in, and it's just part of who you are. You're more porous. Your boundaries are more porous and they're more open, and you probably have a huge aura that just shines because you have a lot of purity inside of you. It's just important to know that not everybody likes that purity. And I mean, I'm sure you've been there. We've all been there. We've all had thoughts of envy or thoughts of jealousy or, anger or whatever it is. What I think is happening is that you're walking around with this huge field unaware, and you're bringing all this love into the world, but it's almost like you're sticky and you're picking up, because everybody's aura is about 6 feet from the outside of them all the way around, but your aura is probably even bigger because you're sensitive and you want to help people. You're a giver, so you naturally are generous with your energy. So anyways, the cord cutting and shielding, and then it's also aura repair. That's the second meditation. If you don't do that, it's completely fine. Do whatever you feel comfortable with, but do something to shield your energy. Whether it's, sometimes I imagine in the morning, like wearing this suit and like I zip it up over my head so that I'm, and then I like to put like a golden shield around myself so that I'm not open to everything. All right, your next card. Wow, okay, great. Share your wisdom. So I see her with these books here. If you're thinking about writing, any type of writing, if you're thinking about starting a group, really with the books though, this is like, it's time for you to share. It's time for you to share. It's time for you to step into your rightful place, which is sharing your wisdom with other people. This might just be with one person, but I'm getting the feeling that it's with groups of people. So if you've been thinking about sharing your wisdom, also I'm hearing that this separation that you're in could pertain to some wisdom that you have accumulated. Okay, next up, I chose these cards. They're called Mad Dragon, and they're actually it's a game for children that ages 6 to 12, but we all have an inner child and we all have anger. That's the other thing. And for a long time, it's been really shunned, I'll just say, for women to be angry. It's like, we're supposed to be super feminine and never get angry, or really never have any feelings other than maybe crying. And when we cry, we're considered helpless, so we all have anger. Everybody gets angry. Everybody does. And the hard part about it is we need to be able to release our anger in healthy ways. That's what we need to do. So I don't feel like you guys have any anger right now, because your card that came out for the Mad Dragon is just a number. You got the number 3. So this is a part of the game. And I got this for my youngest daughter because she's 7 and she's got some fire. She's got a little bit of feistiness in her, and she's learning how to cope. And so many people, my age and older, were never taught this in school. Thankfully, they're teaching this in schools now. They're teaching kids how to identify their feelings and that it's okay. They don't need to feel ashamed. Having anger, oftentimes, it can be a cover for fear, or it can be somebody continually stepping over your boundary. You have a boundary and they keep stepping over it. So it can result from that and feeling disrespected, feeling unheard, feeling unseen, or that nobody's hearing you. They're not hearing what you're asking for. You didn't get it in an anger card though. You got, some of the other decks did. You got the number 3, which is great because I also want to share about numbers as well. So the number 3 is about integrating the body, the mind, and the spirit, which I really feel is applicable for you. It can also be in Christianity, the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit, if you go that way, which this is not a religious thing that I'm talking about. I respect all religions and I respect everything. If you believe it, that's great, and that's what's right for you. I don't believe that anybody has the right to put any religious thing on anybody else. But that could be. And then and then the other one is, it can be about creativity. It can be about you working in concert with your higher self, and then the universal mind, and then your 3D body. So that is what the number 3 stands for. So in terms of your separation, there could have been a third party in the separation. I don't know. And a third party doesn't necessarily have to be a person. The third party could have been an addiction. It could have been, the third party could have been something different. Your last card, wow, and this is from a deck called Empowering Questions. Gosh, it's so hard to see. I'm in my home in Michigan. I'm in my home in Florida. We just came here last week, my family and I, and there isn't really a good place for me to do the cards, just showing the cards like I've been doing. So I'm in my den, and it's so great because the ocean's right behind me out the window, but it makes everything super bright that's coming in. So thanks for sticking with me. Anyways, the empowering questions card. So this is a question you can ask yourself if you find yourself in lower energies, caught up in this looping thinking that isn't helping you in regards to this relationship. And so your card is, what are my best qualities? So for me, this is really about bringing your thoughts gently back to yourself instead of yearning for this other person, instead of thinking that you did something wrong in this situation. You know, if it's a current separation, more time is needed. More time is needed to heal. But you can soothe yourself by asking yourself, what are my best qualities? So that is all for this reading today. I really hope it helped you, and I will talk to you again very soon. Bye. Hey Stack B, thanks so much for tuning in. And if you chose this stack, you chose this awesome black kyanite blade. This is a black kyanite blade. It's always so hard to tell if it's in focus or not. Black kyanite blade. And black kyanite blades are, in my mind, for one purpose, and that is for cord cutting. So whatever relationship it is that you're in separation from, and this could even be like a former version of yourself, a version of yourself that you know, or a part of yourself that you know you need to release because you need to step into this newer version of yourself, but you're having difficulty. So I'm actually getting a lot of like prickly feelings. So I definitely feel like that is the case for some of you. If this is for somebody else for you, or if this is for someone else in your life, a separation in your life, just know that the black kyanite blade will help you have something to physically cut any cords, bondage, contracts, anything that you've had with this other person in any other lifetime, so that you can finally be free. So let's check out your cards. Your first card is from Island Time Wellness. Oh, wow. Okay, so now I see. And it is stabbed in the back. I don't know if you can see that. Stabbed in the back, which hurts. So this talks about heartbreak, pain, separation, deception, and shocking attack. So immediately I'm feeling like a pain in my back next to my shoulder blade. And it's amazing to me because sometimes I get this in real life after I've been stabbed in the back by somebody, after I've been betrayed. So I feel like this is a betrayal from somebody that was really important to you. The good thing is, everything that happens in our lives happens for our betterment. And I know that it is so hard to understand that at times. I've been there in this just severe pain and this heartbreak where it's like, how could this be for my betterment? This is so painful. But it's usually because there's something in you that needs to be grown, or there's something in that other person that needs to be grown, or you need to move on from that other person. So let's look at the rest of your cards to get some more information. Beautiful. So your next card out is compassion, and you see this beautiful angel. Oh, it's two angels, and they're hugging each other. So this is about self-compassion. This is really about self-compassion. If you've been beating yourself up about this, if this is with yourself, this is about having compassion with the younger part of you for whatever it did. And I'm really seeing like judgment. I keep seeing that word judgment in my mind's eye. So to not judge yourself, or to have compassion for judging yourself. Because sometimes these old tapes that play just become so entrenched in our minds, and it's really difficult to stop them. I mean, I'm a meditation teacher. I teach mindfulness. I use, mindfulness and meditation in my life. And sometimes I'll be trying to stop some negative thinking or some negative tape, and it's like, I hear it. It's like screaming in my mind. So have compassion for yourself. Ask the angels for help. Okay, your next card, these are actually not tarot cards. They're called Mad Dragon cards. And I explained more about this in Stack A if you want to go back and listen to that. But it's basically what I wanted to convey is that this is a game for 6 to 12-year-olds, but anybody can use it. I happen to like stuff like this. I often will gravitate towards games for younger. I love games anyways. They're so great for learning because you are integrating both sides of your brain, and it's not as hard. It's not as hard as just reading something. You actually put it into practice. But it's a stack of cards that is like a little game. But what I wanted to say is that everybody experiences anger. So if you're finding yourself feeling angry or any other feelings, like being stabbed in the back, being betrayed, like, of course you're going to feel angry. I feel like there needs to be a movement and a greater acceptance in terms of feeling angry, especially with females or, yeah, I mean, in our society, unfortunately, traditionally, women have been, it's been shunned to be angry. But if you are angry, then you're a bitch, right? So it's like, where are you supposed to go? Are you supposed to suppress all that anger, or are you supposed to let it out in a rage? Neither. You actually want to find the middle. You want to find the middle. You want to be able to identify that anger, release that anger, or acknowledge that anger, ask that anger why it's there. What does it want to tell you? Because so many of us are so, we've been conditioned not to accept anger, to push it down, right? Or to just immediately take it out on somebody else, and then we feel guilty about that. So anyways, I have these Mad Dragon cards, and they have little phrases on them, little activities that you can do if you're angry, or anything, any type of coping skill for any feeling. And then they also have numbers on them, which I wanted to include because numbers have a vibration of their own. So, okay, so your first Mad Dragon card is the number 9, and the guidance on here is turn off violent TV and video games. Do you think watching violent and angry behavior on TV can make you feel angry yourself? And why is the question. So the number 9 is actually about being almost to a completion of something. So this may be a cycle in your life. This other person that you're in separation from, they may have had an anger problem. They may have done things like stabbed you in the back that over and over repeatedly that you felt angry about. You felt angry because you agreed to trust them again. You gave them your trust again, against yourself probably, against what you were hearing inside, and they went ahead and did the same thing that they've always been doing. That can make someone angry, and whether it's justified or not, I believe that's justifiable anger. Some people believe you shouldn't have any anger, but in my opinion, anger it's a signal to you. It's a signal that your boundary's been crossed. You could be hungry, there's the hangry thing, a lot of different things. Everybody gets angry, everybody has different triggers. So, the good thing to do is, the healthy thing to do is to listen to your body. If your heart starts racing, you start getting flushed, you feel angry, that's a warning sign to you. It's just like a sign on the road. I heard this analogy recently. It's like we have signs in our lives on the road to tell us, or there might be a caution, wet paint, if we don't listen to the sign, if we don't look at the sign and adhere to it, we're taking the risk that we could slip and fall. And our body gives us the same types of signs, but many of us have been conditioned not to listen to them. So what this is saying, and what I'm thinking is that, reflect on what you watch, what you listen to, whether it's, there's a lot of news shows out there that can really get you riled up. And it's like, you might have a connection to it, but is it really healthy for you in the long run? Everything that we consume, whether it's a food or beverage or a television program or somebody talking into our ear, it has a vibration. And anger is a lower vibration, a lot lower vibration than the vibration of love. So that's what that was saying. Okay, your next card out is just the number 4. So that was it. So I would say, and it's green, which is beautiful. And so the 4th chakra is the heart chakra, and that's what I'm being guided to. So the number 4 is a beautiful number. It's, a table has 4 legs. It's about foundation. So I really feel like you are starting to build a foundation of love in your life, in your atmosphere. And the more you do that, the more you bring that love in, and that green is the heart chakra as well. It's Archangel Raphael. The more you bring that in and allow yourself to experience that through loving things, through loving TV programs, the better you're going to feel. And then, oh, beautiful. Your next card is a 2, the number 2, and it's orange. And this is so interesting because orange is the sacral chakra, so that's the second chakra. The sacral chakra is our most delicate chakra. It is where we experience creativity. It's where we do a lot of manifestation work, and it can also be where we've experienced wounds, big wounds, core wounds, like the fear of abandonment, being abandoned, being betrayed, that type of thing. Somebody not being there for us. So I feel like this energy in here feels more unhealthy to me. This separation, this other energy at this moment, it feels like the other person was more unhealthy. The issue is that most of the time when we're in a relationship, we're mirroring each other, but it doesn't mean that we're directly mirroring each other. Like, I know for me, I used to think like, oh, okay, if I see this person as a narcissist, does that mean that I'm a narcissist? And then I had myself convinced that I was a narcissist. That's not what this is about. Oftentimes, if you're, and I'm getting chills, so I know that this is gonna hit the nail on the head for some of you. You are the inverse of that person, or it can be something that you need to watch out for in other people so that you don't lose yourself. So whereas the narcissist needs to work on humility, they need to work on focusing on other people instead of self all the time. The mirror of them needs to work on focusing on themselves more. They need to work on tooting their own horn sometimes, and instead of hiding out. So I feel like you have a wound, and I'm actually seeing the stabbing wound. It might even have felt like it went into your heart. I'm seeing like the 3 of Swords from Tarot, which is a heartbreak card. So you had somebody very important to you really, really let you down. And what I'm hearing to tell you now is that there wasn't anything about you that caused this other person to do that to you. You didn't cause it. You did not cause it. So it's really important that you know that. And you trying to stick around with this other person to get them to treat you better, really, to get them to fill you up the way that you needed to be, the way that you wanted to be filled up, the way that they may have filled you up in the beginning, wasn't in the cards for you because this person was incapable of doing that. So what I'm getting for you now is the number 2, and that's about alignment with yourself and alignment with some sort of a higher power, the universe, whatever that means to you, or your higher self. The 2 of you become coming into alignment because you can actually give that stuff to yourself. Okay, so your last card is from the Empowering Questions deck, and it is, what are my most important values? How are they reflected in my life and in my decisions? So what I really feel is that this other person that we're in separation from, you guys didn't have the same values. I don't see that person as a super heart-centered person. I see them as, well, at least now, they're in a lot of muck. They were in a lot of muck. They had their own wounds that they needed to heal. So both of you needed to heal. And one of the ways that you're going to heal and you're going to empower yourself is by asking yourself, what is most important to me? If living a peaceful existence, having a peaceful environment, I know that's one of my values. I don't like a lot of chaos and drama around me. And I really try to not, I don't go around it anymore. And I used to be afraid, is that controlling? Is it fair for me? But the truth is that it's empowering for me to just leave oftentimes. Sometimes I can handle more than other times, but I'm in charge of me, right? So if having a peaceful environment is one of the most important things for you, it's probably not a good idea for you to hang around people that have a lot of drama, that have a problem with gossip, or that are always starting things up, or listening to shows like that. I mean, it's one thing to have one guilty pleasure, but if it's like the only TV that you watch, that's probably not the best show for you to watch, because especially if you're empathic or highly sensitive, because you are more malleable if you are more impressionable, and you can bring those energies into your own field and not even realize it. So the last thing I want to say is about the black kyanite. I will put a link below for where you can purchase a piece of this. This is an awesome, awesome crystal. It's amazing. It's very, very powerful. You can just carry it in your pocket if you're concerned about that. I do feel like you need to shield yourself. This right here is in front of me and I'm very drawn. This is a labradorite sphere. And the really cool thing is that I get hearts. I got a lot of hearts, and that signifies Archangel Raphael for me. That's when I got like a real big heart healing about 10 years ago. This labradorite, I don't even know if you can see it, but it has a heart on it right here. It's like so special. Like of all the pieces they could have given me, they gave me this one. There it is with this heart on it. So I feel like you need to do a little bit of shielding with your heart. And I can put a link to labradorite below as well. Labradorite is a stone that just deflects things. So if you've got somebody in your life that's toxic right now, I do believe that underneath everybody has the capability to, everybody's got stuff going on. It's like, I'm not perfect. I'm not here to tell you that every single person you meet needs to be perfect. I have had people in my life, very close people to me, that had issues. I had issues. I had to go through a lot of recovery to get to the place where I'm at today. So it's not that everybody's bad or any of that, but there are times when you need to take care of yourself. And there are times when you need to separate, and the two of you need to do your own work. And then you can come back together, right? So I'll put links for that below. And the other thing I wanted to tell you is if you want to magnify your intentions of the black kyanite for cutting cords with this person, check out my cord cutting, shielding, and aura repair meditation. It's 10 minutes, it's a guided meditation, and it's under $10. So I'll put a link to that below. Okay? Have a great day. Bye. Hey guys, it's Jaime Pfeffer, and welcome to the reading for Stack C. And the question that we're asking today is, why are we in separation? Why am I in separation with this person? So if you chose Stack C, you chose the amazing green aventurine. Green aventurine is a wonderful stone for good luck. It's a heart chakra stone, and it's a stone of abundance, so it's a great choice. I will leave a link down below in case you would like to order some. I just got a whole bag of green aventurine. I think it's either a half a pound or a pound. And I'll put a link below to this. Like I have some of it right here in this bag. And it's a great thing to do in your home. It comes in this little bag. You can just put out a little bowl with green aventurine in it. And green aventurine it shoots out awesome vibes, awesome chi into your environment. And it's a really good practice for things like feng shui. So your first card out is, the Golden Mirror. Self-absorbed, narcissist, one-sided relationship, love bombing. So see which one of those characteristics you identify with. But that's what I'm getting with this separation. That's why there was a separation, for one of those reasons. Wow, okay, beautiful. Your next card out is You Are Loved. And you see the angel, it's so hard to see, and the angel has a flower, and that looks like a red calla lily to me. Beautiful. So you are loved. Okay, your next card is Look Through the Situation. Look through the situation. It's really hard to see. I explained this in Stack A, I think. My family and I, we have two homes, one in Michigan and one in Florida. We just came back to Florida because we were quarantined in Michigan. We went up there for a vacation at the end of February. Then the whole COVID-19 thing went down. So we ended up, what was going to be about a 2-week trip ended up being a 3.5-month trip. So we just came back to our place in Florida, which is on the Atlantic Ocean. It's so beautiful, but I don't have everything here is like clear, like glass topped. So I can't really do my readings with the cards like I was doing for a while. So I have to do them with my face, and I do them in the den, and it's like just so bright because there's so much sunlight. So anyways, it's kind of hard to get the cards in there. It looks to me like she has some purple flowers in her hands, and they're in a basket on her back, and she's an angel. And I'm also really, really drawn to this red. She's got this dark, like almost scarlet colored skirt on. So that tells me that you may need some grounding. That's about your root chakra. I have a great root chakra meditation that you can actually win a copy of if you leave me a comment below, or you can purchase it. It's under $10 on my website, and I will leave a link to that below as well. You also might want to take a look at Stack A, because the red jasper was in Stack A. Actually, I used a different piece, but red jasper, and that's a root chakra meditation, or a root chakra stone. Okay, your next card out is You Already Know. So you see this angel here, and it sounds like you already know what the truth of the situation is. So trust yourself if that's the case. All right, next out, I picked these really cool cards. They come from a children's card game called Mad Dragon, and it shows this dragon that has this fire coming out of its mouth. And you might want to check out one of the other stacks. I'm also hearing you might want to check out stack B because the black kyanite was in there, and it's about cord cutting with this situation and this person. But I talked a lot about anger and how every human experiences anger, and a lot of animals do too. You know, it's an animalistic feeling, and there's nothing wrong with it. What we want to do is we want to notice the anger, feel the anger, and release the anger in a healthy way. So Mad Dragon, it's a card game that teaches how to do that. So I picked some of those cards. Okay, so your card, which is red, is the number 9, and it says tune into music. So there's some cards that just have numbers, and there's other cards that have coping skills with anger. You can keep your anger in check by listening to calming music. So that's great. And my root chakra meditation that I mentioned, it has calming music in the background. And then it says, name a good song to listen to if you get angry. So there's that card. So it would be a good idea for you, I'm getting from this guidance and from Spirit above, that it would be a good idea for you to have a song in mind that you can, when you start feeling angry, go to your iPod or whatever it is that you use, your phone, computer, YouTube, and listen to some super soothing, calming music and do some deep breathing. It'll help you to release that energy. The number 9 is about endings. So there's something going on. It could be the separation. It could be just a piece of yourself or a part of yourself or an evolution in your destiny, in your lifetime, that is coming to an end, and you are getting ready to move into a newer, lighter, freer energy. So that's exciting. You got a couple of Mad Dragon cards. You got the most. Okay, so next you got the number 8, which is great. 8 is about abundance, so that really ties in with the green aventurine that you picked. I feel like this anger may be blocking your abundance. You may be getting stuck in the vibration of anger, which, I mean, isn't like as low as shame, but it's still a lot lower than like love and that kind of stuff. So this is saying get your Z's. So if you have a habit of getting angry or you're in this loop of getting angry, make sure that you're getting enough sleep because that could be causing it. I'm also hearing like if you've been feeling frustrated or irritated recently, you need more sleep. And there's a saying that is, are you in halt? And it's hungry, angry, lonely, or tired. And if you are, those are things that you need to identify immediately, and you need to fulfill those needs because those are basic human needs. All right, your last card for Mad Dragon, beautiful. It was just a number on this one, and it's the number 1. So I immediately thought of the root chakra, which is your first chakra. This card is yellow. It's like a yellowy orange. So this is about yourself. This is about you making a commitment and going out and doing things like I just told you about, you know, listening to music and making sure you're getting enough sleep. Really being active and going for it. And when you do that, when you put the effort in and you commit to yourself and you repeatedly show up for yourself with these things, you will experience positive results from doing these actions. So that's what the number 1 is about. The number 1 is also about yourself. It's about focusing on you. Number 1, numero uno. So that is what you're being guided to do at this time. Okay, your last card is from the Empowering Questions deck, which I recently got, and it's just amazing. So the best thing that you can do, or one of the best things that you can do right now for your situation is ask yourself this question. What if everything is as it should be? How would that make me feel? So I get the idea that you may have some underlying feelings of, you know, this should be taken care of already, or you could feel really guilty about what's been going on and maybe you're trying to heal, but you feel pressured to like move forward, to take action, for someone else, right? To make them feel better. And what this is saying is like, what if you aren't doing anything wrong? What if nobody did anything wrong? What if this was exactly how this situation was supposed to happen? Because for whatever reason, but it could be because This is how it was supposed to happen. You were supposed to have every single experience that you're having. I know for me, when I think about that, that really helps me to let go of the pressure on myself and let go of anxiety, because I'm like, wait a minute, I'm right where I'm supposed to be. So that was your last card. I am really being drawn right now to something that I had near me, and it's this rose quartz angel. So you may want to get yourself a piece of rose quartz. I feel like you need some heart healing, although green aventurine also works for the heart. And then the other piece is celestite. This is like a really light blue, but it's so hard to see because of my lighting. You don't have to get pieces that are this big, but those can both help you. The celestite is for your throat chakra, so you may need to speak up to someone and tell them to back off. Like, I need more time. Please don't put any more pressure on me, because you could be feeling that energetically. And celestite is also amazing. It's amazing for speaking your truth, but it's very gentle, and it's such an awesome stone for connecting to the angels, the angelic realm, which is very high vibration. So that is it for your reading, for this reading about why are we in separation. I hope you enjoyed it. Please subscribe if you haven't yet, and I will talk to you very soon. Bye.